mock and say, yeah, the only thing magical is here is you, friend. Pat, pat on the cheek. And then I wander back over to Beauregard and I go to sleep again.
All right, come on, we're gonna get you guys out of here.
Not gonna lie, this is a very welcome change of pace. My thanks.
If you're a good boy, we can do this every night.
I like it when you're condescending. It's attractive.
He's always condescending.
He's always attractive.
That's dangerous.
Behold me!
Why don't we just kill them, Lucian? Stop the games.
Lucian kind of puts a hand up. Still looking over in your direction, because try as I might, a part of me still likes them.
Well, tell us more, circus man. Shine bright, circus man.
The twitch kicks in again, and he looks confused for a minute, and then for a brief moment, there's like a hollow confusion.
Why?
Molly?
Insight check?
Something about the words rang something
Something about the words?
that Caleb used rang something in him that even he doesn't quite understand. But I've seen potential in at least a couple of you. You're already walking the right path.
And you plan to go and stay there, or bring something back and make this world better than how you found it?
Yes. I'd love an audience, but I'd like for you all to earn your ticket. Come join the show.
You have done me a great kindness and bolstered my resolve. You've helped bring me back into my own. I made this place for you so that you could stay with us and see, you know, your husband and child, but also be with me and be with them. It's a circle. There's 9 of us, and nothing's going to break that.
I'm all about it. And if we can really, truly be together and I can bring my family along for the ride sometime, that's the dream.
This is a work in progress. Our family is a work in progress. But I have faith. And I'm not even one of the clerics. You know, I'm having trouble with this. I think mainly because I'm feeling guilty, Veth. Oh, I can't help but feel like I talked you out here.
Oh.
I told you I had a place for you to stay with your family. I told you I could get you back to your family, and we are stuck out here on the edge of nowhere with no way out. And we're heading towards some sort of precipice.
No. That's not you have plenty to feel guilty about in your life without, adding that to it. Listen, deep down inside, I wanted you to talk me into it. I want to be with you all.
I've grown so accustomed to having you at my side. It's been a long time. And I just didn't want to leave you behind. I don't really function on my own so much.
I don't think any of us really do. When Lucian was talking about how his spirit was sort of split into parts and scattered asunder, it just made me think about us, the 9, about how when we all started, that's how we were, sort of disparate parts of people. And it took us coming together to feel whole again. I sort of feel bad for the guy, because I know what that's like. This journey will come to an end at some point, and...
Yeah, I've got a bad feeling about that.
I don't want it to.
I feel like it's going to be threading a needle to come out the other side of this, all of us. Any of us.
Well, and then the worst part is if we come out the other side and we survive or win or whatever it is, then it's goodbye. Well then, good. Think about your guilt. And I'll think about mine.
Check.
And that'll keep us company.
I just pull in her a hug. I love you.
I will always love you.
Thank you. I'm sorry. Thank you. What a mess. We should wake up the others.
It can be anything?
Anything from the location. So I generally look for, I have underwear, a turtle, but for a place like this, it's just small rocks.
Why underwear? Out of all
Because
things.
Veth.
Ah.
I have this. It's a small thong with a little Y right on the front of it. Thong?
And I add it to a little pouch where I have a turtle, some underwear from Veth, etc.
Can I swap those out, actually?
Your ingredients are what? No one else? Okay.
Beth gave it to him a long time ago.
I'm still...
These are the key to getting into Veth's bedroom.
All right.
All right, let's go to bed.
Good night, all.
Okay.
Caleb rubs his temples, slaps his face a couple of times, and just turns into a golden retriever. And
That's new.
Walks over and just slumps down next to Veth and just kind of goes on her feet.
Stinky
His
dog breath.
Chin on the feet.
No.
Oh, I have to give him some scritches.
Hello. Hello.
I go over and I give him some.
Yeah.
Oh, some scritch.
Little co-scritch.
Go Scritch. Perfect.
Don't lay on your back, Caleb. That's weird.
Oh, he's presenting himself.
No.
He's presenting himself.
Caleb's flashing everyone.
It's super great because about an hour later, while sleeping, he just suddenly back into Caleb.
Yeah, we can go to Yusa.
Right,
You okay?
right now.
Which part are you not okay with? The Trent talking to you part, or the killing people part, or the endangering Essek part, or
That's a fair question.
the endangering my family part, or listen, Bubby, come here, bring it in. This was a win. We got the things that we need to save the fucking world. This is good.
Caleb is very much in shell-shocked mode, similar to how he was at the beginning of the campaign, in a way that he hasn't been in a long time. And he just plants himself next to Veth on the ground and is just staring out at the water while he mashes his toes, scritches his toes in the sand slowly.
I'll just hug or stay close to cuddling distance for Caleb.
I have nothing that can affect this thing. I'm completely tapped. So, I am going to move.
Staff can't do anything.
It's empty. Where is Veth right now?
By the
Veth is
bookcase.
10 feet to your right.
Okay,
currently.
I'm going to move and stand in front of Veth. Luke,
Yeah.
come a little closer. So we are going to go again, but when we come back, we would very much like to stay. In the meantime, thank you for lending us your mother. We need her to keep an eye on us.
Yeah, she's strong.
And don't worry, I look over his shoulder at his father. We'll keep an eye on her too.
I trust.
One more time. Are you sure?
No. But I'm gonna do it anyway. That's what we're all doing, right? Are you all sure?
Yes?
Well, you're the only one then.
No, I'm with you. Heck no.
I'm sure I want to go.
Gathering close, please. I promise to do everything in my power to get you back to Yasha and Luke. And I have that little bit of stonework from the outpost, and I take Veth by the hand and clasp our hands together, and the stone is held between our hands. Veth the Brave. Let's you and I do our best to keep all these families together. And I mutter a word and we're gone.
Dang, I wish they would have taken us with them.
How long have we
Start playing with Veth's hair as a spider.
It's nice. It's nice.
Are you being careful?
I mean, doesn't look like. Sure.
I feel inclined to return home and understand what is happening at home. And I need you. Because you are my best friend. And I need you as my partner to make right. And I need all of you, Yasha. I was scared to ask up front. I figured I'd start with them, but I need you. We're the quiet ones, so I feel like it would do us some good to talk more. Get out of our own skins a bit.
I think that would be good for us. Look out at everybody.
Yasha, let yourself a little happiness. Even if it's helping other people.
I'm trying. I think it's working.
Good.
Hey. I pull him in for a hug. Yeah, it's weird, but, I just felt like I wanted to give you a hug. I hope that's okay.
You are so big.
Yeah.
That sound was a rib. Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you, Caleb.
I'm gonna awkwardly turn around and...
Yeah, I'm gonna awkwardly just stand here still.
Work.
Real quick.
Work.
Can just 2 seconds.
Yeah, go.
So tomorrow night, if we're gonna be in Nicodranas, I kind of like to do the date thing, you know, with Yasha.
Yeah, let me do the math on that.
So I was just wondering if we're gonna be in Nicodranas, but I kind of have this big idea for the tower. If we could still borrow it for the night.
The whole tower?
Yeah.
You want the whole tower?
Well, I mean, other people can but like
No. I'm
if
into
other
it.
people wanted to stay in their rooms, but as long as they stay in their rooms. But I don't have to. I don't want
What
to
if
be.
you took the whole tower?
I would love to take the whole tower.
Okay. Yeah, I'll talk the others into using the material plane. Or the dome or something.
It's a lavish chateau. We'll be there.
Yeah.
I'll pay for everyone's room if people will fuck off, so that we could use the tower.
Okay.
You can fuck off.
It's one requirement.
Yeah.
Do not go poking about the 8th floor.
I promise you, I will not go poking about the 8th floor.
Okay, good enough.
Hey, if I wanted to make some adjustments to it, how do I get those to you? Should I write them down and, just the little tweakies, just little ones for the night,
Yeah,
just
sure.
for the night.
Do you want to write those out for me?
Yes,
Yeah, okay.
I'll do that, and I'll just slide it over to you.
Get it to me in the morning.
Okay.
And I will, think on it, process it, get it ready
Thank you.
with the old imagination.
Can the cats be ninjas? Just 5 of them, not all of them.
There's a few ways to interpret that. Do you want cat ninjas, or do you want ninjas instead of cats? 'Cause I can do it. I don't like to tinker with the size of the transportation system for them, so I would prefer that most of them be smaller ninjas, if they're to be ninjas. But maybe you mean ninja cats.
Well, I don't want to feel like I'm punting a cat. I want to be able to, just have fun fighting some ninjas.
You want to fight ninja. Okay. So top of the list.
That's fucking thing.
Shinobi in the tower. Okay.
I have a bunch of other stuff too. Not a bunch, just like a handful of other things.
I want to fight.
Okay. It can be done.
Okay.
But sleep on it.
Great date.
Right? Tell me if you need the cats removed for the evening.
I've got an idea for that.
Okay. You don't have to. I just need it by the morning.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Are you cool? You good? Yeah?
Yes.
I'll let you get back to work. Hey! I wrote down all my ideas.
Oh, yes. Yes?
Yeah, you wanted me to write them down.
Let me see.
Here. Hand him a thing. I hand him a piece of paper.
All right, I just give it a quick look. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
What?
Why?
Because. You fucking know why. Oh boy. They're magic.
I will.
They're not gonna last. It's not gonna be forever.
I will do it.
Okay.
But that's a lot, Beauregard.
What?
That's a lot.
How out of all the things on that list is that a lot?
You wouldn't understand. I walk away. Now, I regret to inform the majority of you and myself that we will in fact be sleeping in this shithole. Beauregard, Yasha, the tower is yours.
Oh, we're doing this tonight?
We're doing this tonight.
Oh, yes.
What are we doing tonight?
I push Yasha into the door.
I pull out my Yash, she's gone.
And it shuts.
You can do this.
Is that a flower? Gently guiding you to the door. There.
I'm gonna go on a date. Bye! We're gonna do this tomorrow night.
Yeah, I don't care.
And we're going to take a break.
When you enter into the sitting room, not you, Yasha, but you, Beauregard, with your passive perception, notice a very slight change to the stained glass window above the fireplace, which is a picture of the Mighty Nine, their backs staring out at a field in the Empire. And the only change, it's very minimal, is the Yasha and Beau's hands are linked together.
Come on.
Make a persuasion check.
That dice.
Meteorite.
It failed you. It betrayed you in
Necromancy
this
die?
vital moment.
It's super betrayed.
What?
Wow. It is real.
I am so angry at that die that fucked me. Oh my god, I could have been caught in the middle of a bisexual maelstrom with Astrid Eadwulf, Essek, and Jester all in the same adventure?
Wait, Jester?
What a calendar.
I'm glad that you've tuned in for the first time, Sam. Caleb is secretly in love with Jester and has been keeping it to himself the entire time.
What?
First, killer whale bumps Jester a little too hard. And if you've ever seen a killer whale, like a giant aquatic creature, like do a big toothy smile.
Oh, I do that thing where they reach in and they pet the tongue.
You gotta do it.
Yeah.
There it is.
There you go. Big boy. Okay.
Scheiße, what is
Oh, special.
Could you cast tongues on me? I mean, you know, the spell where you can make me understand languages or whatever.
Yeah, I could do that.
I just want to read the book, Caleb.
You want to read it yourself?
Well, I mean...
Read it to you if you want.
Okay, it could take a while.
Well, are we talking about Princeton Cat?
The other cute cat with the hat.
So I walk us in and sit us down by my fireplace, which has no stained glass window. The furniture in here is pretty nondescript.
This is a boring room, Caleb. You really decked everyone else out.
Well, it took a lot of effort for you all, so no time for me. Okay, so this is meant for children.
Okay.
My mother read it to me when I was very little. It's called the Cat Prince.
The Cat Prince. Yeah. Okay.
Once upon a time, in a little house on the edge of a great wide wood, lived a young boy with his mother. It's his way all the way back home. The end.
That was a happy story, Caleb.
That's why my mother read it to me.
I really thought that, like, the Cat Prince was going to trap him in there forever, and then he wouldn't be able to go see his mom.
Well, a lot of Zemnian stories do end that way. It is true.
The Cat Prince kind of reminds me of the Traveler.
It's true, isn't it?
Yeah. Wow.
A little dicey, but very likable.
Good in the end, you know?
Yeah.
That was a really good story.
I'm happy that I could share it with you.
Me too. Thank you. Can I have it back?
Oh, yeah, it is your copy. It will vanish when you leave here, though, but it is yours.
Thank you. All right. Good night, Caleb.
Yeah, good night. Good night.
You wrote that whole fucking book?
Some Zemnian wrote.
All right, good night.
Well, he is not just an ordinary cat. He is special. King of cats.
He's a cat prince, if you will.
Is he a king or a prince?
Yeah.
He's a
Yeah.
cat prince.
That's confusing.
Yes.
Well, thank you, Cat King Prince.
All right, good night. Get some sleep.
Good night.
Do you think that you would snuggle?
I'd be leaning against him.
Lean against him?
Yeah.
Okay. So then I would just sit down and take Frumpkin into Caleb's lap. And once they'd dozed off, silently, just a little recognition. And I scoop Frumpkin up onto my shoulders like a scarf. And just look out through the hole at the top. And wait and pass my time.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Spiral out.
grab his shoulders and give him a little back rub and say, "You can do this, Caleb. You got this. Guide the hands."
Okay. Okay. Could I? You have my old medallion, yeah?
Yes.
May I borrow it?
Of course, of
just
course.
just for this. Okay.
I mean, of course. Whatever you need, stud.
Okay.
You're gonna get hit on so much tonight.
That's a lot of confusing. Okay. So it would have been then.
Does she know about...
The vagina. The vagine.
Lady D is off the map for them. They do not seem to know why. And I did not get a sense they know about our old friend.
Does she think we had a
I'm
part
gonna call
in...
my vagina Lady D from now on.
Lady D is a good word.
Are you telling just me that or the table?
Well, I look to you and say it, but
What is the D short for?
Dick.
Ready for.
Richard.
Oh,
good name.
okay.
Anything
Blue
else?
screen, blue screen, blue screen.
Is it supposed to do that? Is that good?
Yeah.
Go team.
Thank you. Thank you.
Of course, yeah.
I'm going to need more time with it, but
Now we just have to convince him to put it on.
it's like
no
the 10th
problem.
time that I've tried to do that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Don't blame yourself for any of this. I know it's kind of what you're prone to do, Caleb, but this is on all of us. We're a family now. This is what we do. And we're going to make it better.
Reaches his hand out and just sort of like squeezes the back of her hand on the ground. Yeah, I'll keep trying to remind myself of that.
You, Caleb, if you survive and I don't.
Well, that will not happen.
You have to draw a dick in every single temple.
Temples specifically.
Every single temple that you come across, there has to be one dick you'll leave behind.
Well, I promise I will.
Okay. Caleb, can you put pretty visions on the dome tonight?
I start a small fire in the center of the dome. Which is not concentration. So a small fire starts up and globules start to slowly rotate around our heads, very, very slow, casting shadows that are constantly moving. And the fire, using controlled flames, begins to take one shape after another. It would have been so interesting and awful and great to have, like, I mean, the Essek and Astrid and Eadwulf are fucking cool and beautiful and ambitious and everything that Bren used to be attracted to and is that are terrible for him. I mean, they're not the same way to like. So complicated. Essek, hopefully he can, with time find a way out of the hole that he dug himself into, but he is still. I mean, it was only 2 months ago that all that where he was like found out, and his ambitions came crashing down around him. Long term, I have high hopes for him, but it's going to be hard.
Yeah,
Caleb knows from experience. Astrid and Eadwulf, I would love for them to redeem themselves, but they are still deep in the shit. Deep in the shit. But they're also, Caleb still has that aspect of him that is drawn to like that eager intellect and ambition and savvy. So it would have been really hard to navigate, which of course would have been fun to play at the table. So that die can burn in hell. Fear. And I'll open that door and walk into a very small room with a single Tudor-style window with glass to frost it over and opaque to see through, and sit down on a chair in front of a desk, looking at a bed in the room, a small bed with the sheets completely ripped off and strewn about and the pillow on the floor, and just sit in the chair and look at the bed for a while. What are we going to do about our home? Can I trust you? Should I trust you? We could make it better. If you want to. Side note, this is the room that he came to last. Opens it, and you guys look in and see a very Zemnian-style bedchamber, small, the equivalent of a school dorm, and there is a bed with all the sheets totally messed and twisted in akimbo, and books sitting on a wooden desk opened up. It's a student's room. This is one of the bedchambers at the Sortress Academy.
Was it?
Was this
Like yours?
No.
Oh.
Hers?
Yes, it was.
Spend a lot of time in this room.
God.
Do you do that to the sheets?
It's a memory.
A good one.
Yeah. And sit at a table, like, on the edge of the dance floor and wait.
Right. The usual table?
Yeah.
You can see the familiar lightish hair tumble past the eyes as they meet yours. And she beelines across the chamber and pulls the hood back over her shoulders, smiles a bit before leaning forward. It is good to see you, Brian.
It's good to see you. Have a seat. Thank you for meeting me on such short notice. I don't know. I'm very nervous here, more than I have been on our past meetings. I've sort of been trying to rehearse all day what I would talk to you about here, and none of it seems appropriate. Things okay here after dinner?
They've been interesting.
Come on, let's dance. And take her by the hand and lead her out into the middle of the floor.
She goes along with it. And as you both begin to dance, interesting, it's been a while since you've been in a position to try and lead, but your partner is also often switching and taking the lead. There's almost a duel within the duet of a dance. As she kind of comes by and brushes past your ear and whispers, "You need to be careful. Ludinus is very well aware of what has become of Veth. Knows of your proximity. Just be careful."
I struggle with trust. And I want very much to trust you. I think we both know that's not entirely possible.
Not if we're both to stay alive.
I care very much for the friendship that we once had. But I don't trust you entirely, and I'm sure you do not trust me. And yet, I have come here today to ask you a favor. And we're being tracked. In fact, I may be watched at this very moment, which means you may be. Do you still wear one of these?
Her eyes kind of still pass by yours, and she grabs your hand and begins leading you, and the dynamic of the dance is shifted. And as she brings your hand up across the shoulder, you see it brush past a cord on her neck where a similar medallion briefly drifts out before it slides back beneath the shawl. She spins you around and pulls you in, and switching into Zemnian, she says, "These are odd times indeed. But this confusion is advantageous.
If there is any love left between us, I need more of these." And I just lay my head against her head and dance for a moment. Not forever. Not for anything against the Empire or you. My differences with you, we'll save them for a later day. But I need enough of these for my friends. For a few weeks, maybe. So that we can go unnoticed. And I promise you, as the boy that I once was, and the love that the three of us shared, I mean no harm against the Empire, or you, now, and I will bring them back. I'm begging, Astrid.
As you kind of leaned into her, there's a brief moment where, even though you're still dancing, her body kind of seizes briefly. That kind of limber sway to the beat clams up ever so slightly. You feel her hand kind of touch your back and shoulder, and she falls back into lockstep with you and listens. There's that pause. And she just leans into your ear. You're just kind of cheek to cheek, not even looking at each other. I'll see what I can do. Just know there are eyes on you. Which means either we're walking into their trap, or you beat them at their own game.
As she says those things, and we're dancing around the room, I spot Jester on watch, tracking her insane dance moves until we spin away. And then I pull back a bit.
As you pull back, she pulls back a bit too. And you can see her kind of like right herself and smile, putting on that formal mask, that veneer that you've seen before. It drops again briefly. She looks at you once more in Zemnian and says, I know you're here. It could be an opportunity. If you strike first. Well, it was good to see you. Enjoy the rest of your evening. And, well, maybe we'll catch up some other time.
Fräulein.
Cheers, Fräulein. She puts her hood up and goes to exit. You see her now kind of back against the wall, sitting on the ground, knees close to the chest, and she's just kind of curled up in a ball.
Is she
Just
crying?
kind
She's crying, isn't she? She's crying, you guys. Okay.
It's hard to tell.
Is there any cost for this information?
No cost. Consider it a meager start to an apology.
Well, as I said, this is appreciated, and if we can pull it out of the fire, it will stand to be of good use for all of this. I watch a couple of teenagers strolling by the school grounds and watch them and say, what will you be occupying yourself with for the coming week or so?
Well, when Wolf returns, we have to check in and see what the next necessary thing is for us to do. And if there is none, then whatever I wish to use to entertain myself.
Well, I hope to report back to you at the end of the day with some good news.
I hope so too. These are not easy to procure. And for the number that you need, this is your best bet of what I could find. Just be careful. Do not raise a fuss. Best in and out quickly. And she taps the little box and says, The rest will be self-explanatory. And she sits up and begins to make her way, taking a few steps before stopping, kind of looking over her shoulder and just continues walking.
I
Thaumaturgy.
step in front of the door.
Door shut.
I reach behind me. Click, click. Just lock the door.
Just want a conversation.
The smaller one just kind of leans forward and goes, "Look, there is no conflict to be had here. We are just trying to convey a message to Bren."
To Bren.
And at this point, you recognize the voice, speaking in a Dwendalian Zemnian accent. A female voice. Something you've heard before at a dinner table.
Mm-hmm.
We have been dispatched to cut you all off. We are here to let you know in the short time we have that you need to go.
How quick?
Where?
Anywhere but here. If there's anyone important to you, leave with them. They both kind of look a little nervous, and the other one, the bigger one's kind of looking a little impatient. And the smaller one goes, Trent is, frustrated. And beyond this brief little straying, it's the most we can help you with without putting ourselves in too much danger. We were never here, and I hope we don't meet again.
Your motivation, the one that sounds like Astrid, I understand. You, however, why are you helping us?
I'm not helping you. I'm helping him. And she kind of just gestures up towards the rest of the building.
For what it's worth, his intentions are good, and if things were different, we would be asking for your help, but
they aren't different, and our intentions are not good. So you have to go. And as you go to complete the spell, the door entryway kind of opens up, and you see they're kind of darting in. You see Astrid, who looks over and kind of hand out. You know the presence here. This is the at the ready for a counterspell. You finish reading. The rod begins to glow brightly, and all of you feel yourselves being pulled from this reality as her hand goes limp.
She let us go.
Again.
It's like Rolf in Sound of Music.
That having been said, we made the right choice with what we went with, because Essek, while Caleb still thinks that he has a really long road to go, he hopes the best for him, but he's just getting started. And Caleb doesn't trust him entirely because he was burned so hard not too long ago. He's still more trustworthy than the other three.
Yeah.
So it's the better choice, because while Caleb has all these ties on the other side and emotional ties, it's still they're really fucking dangerous. So if you have to choose, you choose Essek.
Yeah.
But fuck that die.
You all head back into his chambers. The door closes.
Caleb.
yes. I'll also say there's
Caleb, you should get naked.
What?
To do? Well,
You should show him.
oh.
You're talking about
we know about your diary, by the way?
His dick.
Do we know that you...
You won't?
This is a very small room.
We've all seen it.
It's above average.
What are we talking about?
I'm losing track.
What are we talking about?
It's entirely, well,
Let's reset.
This is important.
Let's reset.
Beau can show us too.
Let's return to the purple one.
Reset.
okay.
If we succeed and we all, destroy the tomb takers and Essek helps us and the world is saved, maybe we can take Essek with us and use that spell that you used on Veth, and then we can change Essek into something else so that the assassins can't find him and he'll live safely wherever he goes.
That won't really help with the inside.
You see him kind of smile, and since you've been here, Essek still, while challenged to hold eye contact with most of you, cannot make eye contact with Caleb. But as Caleb says that, the head sinks a bit, with a nod. I appreciate the insinuation.
And
Trent.
Yeah.
You want us to go to the worst people?
No, I want us to go to the people who know him closest.
Yep.
Eadwulf and Astrid.
There is a very visceral reaction when you mention Trent in Essek's face. Kind of a...
We know.
yeah, he's the worst of the...
I mean, unless you... Are you friends with him or something?
What are your dealings with him?
We have had dealings, yes. If you think I'm not worth trusting, do not trust
Yeah, we know.
any one of the assembly, but definitely not Ichthon.
Oh yeah, we're with you on that one.
I am worried that my influence is limited.
Sure.
You're getting boxed out by the Bright Queen?
Well, there are rumors within the dynasty that someone has been working with the Empire from within, and tensions are high between the houses. And to be honest, my involvement with all of you and some previous studies and connections has me on the list of possible inquiries. I don't know. I haven't felt a kinship with anyone in a long time.
Is this friendship safe for you here?
Nothing I do is safe.
Fuck, I like him.
And of all those in that list, the only one I know to truly be the one they're seeking for is myself, so...
Well, if we do this right, you might get in better standing.
Could be a hero.
That's a little consolation, I'm sorry. You
No.
have a shit situation.
I put myself here. There is no one to blame but myself. But I appreciate that. The door closes behind you.
No, I catch him by the forearm, last one out, and say, just breathe. Just breathe that fresh air, mindful of the people about. Time. Not weeks, not years. It takes time.
Indeed.
I'm a little worried for Essek.
For Essek?
Yes.
How? I mean, Essek's half a world away,
Do we need to go somewhere?
surrounded by troops.
I have, Essek, I have learned some of their magic in Kryn, and I have since reverse engineered a little more of it. And I may have used some in Fagessen. And now I think he has connected the dots. Well, then we have 2 spares, 1 for Essek, 1 for miscellaneous. Perhaps we should be negotiating an alliance.
A temporary one.
I do not trust working with that man.
No.
I understand if you need to, but I do not think that I could be part of that.
Essek. We don't trust him either. The question is, 1, do you trust us? And 2, what we are talking about could potentially leave your home and mine in ashes. You've committed sins in your home. So have I. You talked about wanting to make up for them. My question to you is, do you want to protect your home?
He leans back. I do not think you seek the right kind of aid. Not with this man.
He may very well do so. And we are prepared to deal with that.
Are you?
Yeah. And your judgment of him... Yes, he's corrupt. You and I know. Temptation is very real. And your estimation of us is very good, but it is not as perfect as you think it is. And I pull off my coat and pull clothes down and show him the eye on my right shoulder.
His eyes narrow as he looks and peers towards it with a curiosity and a worry. His brow furrows immediately.
I propose a side venture. In the middle of all of this is to rid this world of that man, as circumstance provides.
So this alliance you promote is intended to be a trap for him.
It's a perk.
Make a persuasion check.
Big one.
That dice.
Meteorite.
It failed you. It betrayed you in
die?
this vital moment.
It's super betrayed.
What?
Wow. Wow.
Shit.
It is real.
Essek thinks it over for a minute in quiet silence.
Wow.
Good squeeze.
Burn it.
I understand what you are proposing, and I see the logic in it. I do. But if I am to be honest, I am jealous of the bravery and confidence you have in such things. I am still a coward.
Coward. You have dared much.
I have done everything for myself. And when any of it came to bear, I have done everything I can to hide and flee. I am more than happy to go and put my life on the line for this cause. But there is something about that man and what he could bring upon me and those he... I will aid you however I can regardless. It will just inform
How close?
If we forego trying to negotiate with him, you come with us.
Of course, I was preparing to.
Okay.
I'll be here if you need me. I'm going to begin to prepare for a journey either way.
Spend some time
Spend
with
a little
Ed.
time, yeah, with
Yes, I will do that as well. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Have you decided?
Yes, Essek, we are going to stick with you. We feel we can trust you more than my old teacher.
Also, that guy, he can't float.
You're not wrong. You see, like, when you say the word trust, it's simultaneously like seeing a small hit to the heart, and whatever icy bit that cracked kind of melts away for a minute. Like there's a moment of him hearing the word and letting it wash over him almost. I'm thankful for the trust you put in me, and I hope to make this up to you. Anyway, I'm glad that such discussions, shall we? Move. And he's like, he does that and looks over and sees the guy and goes like, well, kind of drifts into the corner with his fists up, looking over towards you, Caleb, and kind of caduces around the corner. And he's like, trust. All right.
It's 3 undead giants and 2 librarians in the corner.
Yep. Partway in your descent, you have this shadow drift by as it just kind of drifts over the edge and just glides down past you like an elevator. He just kind of looks over at you each as he slowly descends to the bottom.
Support wouldn't hurt.
Not going to lie, that is pretty cool.
Essek, can I jump on your back?
No.
Okay.
No.
Impressive.
Come inside, you should see it.
But of course, this is quite impressive. Is this of your own design?
Yeah, I have spent several months tinkering on it. It's for these chuckleheads. Look, though, this is your influence, pointing at the stained glass window to Dunamancy.
I'm happy to contribute to otherwise prominent Zemnian influence. But, truth be told, the better elements of Zemnian architecture.
Well, in the best of all choices, there would be less walls between us in general.
Yeah.
Someday, some century, maybe.
Maybe.
Thank you for coming with us this far. We could all very well die tomorrow.
Isn't that the truth of every day, though? Are you all right with me looking around? I'm just curious to see the space.
Just be back in 10 minutes, Essek, because this takes an hour to eat.
And don't go on the 8th floor.
I don't see any stairs that are particular.
just up? Yeah.
Up? Whoa.
You have to say it like that every time, though.
Magic is a very specific.
100%.
And as he kind of drifts up through the center, kind of looking around, kind of nodding with a slight smile to the side of his face.
All right, if that's the case, I will follow up to. I'm not going to take long, but I'll give him the highlights of the place.
That's the place.
It'd be large.
Ninja fight.
Empty. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was saying, continuing this path, it would not be long until you are creating your own permanent demiplane.
Remodel.
Do you fuck with that at all?
Do you fuck with that?
I would like to eventually fuck with demiplanes, yes, but I'm still expanding my research.
Yeah, we are pressed for time, so let me show you one room in particular that you would appreciate.
Please, lead on.
You don't have to say up, you just think it.
It is fun to say, though.
It's true. Up.
Up.
So we'll just continue to spiral up and pass by library, bedchambers, more bedchambers. This is where we eat. And float him up into the chamber full of stars and possibility and illusion.
Ah, indeed, I see the inspiration for this chamber is strongly worn on your sleeve. Already a quick student of Dunamancy, are you?
I have taken your lessons to heart.
You spoke once of intent. A lot of fortunes have changed since. What is your goal? Ultimately.
I think my priorities have mostly shifted since we last spoke about things like this. I think what's going on right now is more important than my petty earthly grievances. Still very much fascinated with and attracted to ability and skill, and it's not fashionable to say, but to power. Who doesn't feel the tug to such a thing? But yeah, I said it knowing your reaction was going to be. I see you outside. But it doesn't matter. There are bigger things than you and I.
I think that's the key. The pursuit of magic, in the ways that we know it, in the ways that we've been disparately, but in some ways similarly raised and studied. At a certain point, it becomes about the self. It becomes about what I can do. It's impressive that you've deviated at your skill level. I just hope it holds.
That's the key, isn't it? Because if you were to put the very thing that I have wondered about for so many years in front of me, I'm really not sure what my reaction would be.
You're still very young.
You've been around a while longer.
A bit. I know what pursuits of the mysteries of magic can bring. Good and bad. The fact that you can acknowledge this path gives me hope, but... well...
The one thing that has stayed true, though, is that I carry a lot of sins, like you do.
Not anywhere like I do.
Don't be so sure.
Kind of looks down to catch your attention. I'm pretty sure, young man.
I'll take you at your word. Everything that I worked for so many years was to atone. And I still want that. I'm just questioning if there is only one path to that atonement. I don't fool myself into thinking that I will absolve myself of those things, but I think that if I do enough, I can at least carry it more easily. You know what I mean?
I think I do. Well,
You know what a bunch of wizards in one place is? Fucking trouble.
or if nature and history has taught us anything, eventually, it's just one left.
Come on, let's go down.
Caleb, you're all right.
No.
Me neither.
Caleb walks over and palms Essek's like almost entire torso.
Oh, Caleb, when you
He looks over at Caduceus.
I'm aware. I'm just waiting for a
Don't like
moment where
this.
you're back to normal, and it's just easier for me to do everybody at
If you
once.
don't...
Holds out to Jester.
Yes, I understand. Put him down,
kind of
Caleb.
pats the finger and goes like, you can put me down, Caleb, please.
Well, that works too.
He's like clutching it.
He doesn't think clearly when he's an animal.
Evidently. Essek staying a safe 15 feet behind before kind of brushing up next to you and going, you do know about Eo, right?
A decent amount. What are you alluding to?
Well, many things were designed for warfare here, against the gods themselves. Just be careful of trusting anything at face value.
I haven't done that in a very long time.
You may live yet.
Stay close.
Records 104.
Oh.
I appreciate that.
Happy to help.
I actually go over to Essek. How are you on pearls?
I mean, I brought a number with myself, but I will always accept more. Why?
I fish out 3 from the 7. Here, take these.
Thank you.
They go fast.
True enough. Essek at which point goes, you know, I'll stay as well, just to help keep watch.
Okay, we are on a timetable, everybody. I do want to,
Okay.
timetable.
We'll go.
Let's go.
Essek's kind of leaning against the wall, arms crossed. So, what is everyone's hope through this?
Well, as I'm putting down stacks of Dunder Mifflin, almost like it's a pallet, and then also grabbing books that I did not even inspect and plopping them down in for inspection later. What do you mean, in this room, or do you mean down below?
Down below.
6 feet under the ground.
I just have a general sense of unease. I did not sleep well last night, and the more I begin to see Beauregard, yourself, return with these markings, I've only just recently learned to trust. It's hard to begin to mistrust so quickly. So I just need your assurance that you will be forthright should anything begin to change.
Well, here's the thing. Stack. I cannot guarantee you. I know what these do, or that I can handle what they might bring. But my friends down below will make sure that there is no harm come of it. I'm not going into this blind. I say it is worth the risk. If whatever is down there returns, your home, my home, is in question, so.
Let me ask you this. You carry this worry and weight that Master Ickathon gives chase as well, yes?
Yeah.
Which is more important to you? That chase or this one?
This one.
Good.
If we don't take care of this, we can't take care of that. I have a great many desires for my home. But they are on the back burner, as they say.
I understand. I only ask because I've seen a great many prospective talents like yours grow unfocused in times of necessity and decisive action.
You're not curious about what's around you right now?
I'm extremely curious. I'm taking in everything I can, but I also understand that if one is to keep their nose in a tome, somebody else needs to be paying attention. I've also been around a lot longer than you have. I know how to curb these curiosities for the sake of what's directly ahead. I can sense a similar discomfort in some of your compatriots.
Yes.
Some things can wait. We've only touched the beginning of this. I can only assume that there is going to be many more intriguing mysteries played before us, but they are not what our goal is. If we survive all of this, then maybe we'll return, make a trip of it. But I just worry.
Psst. Hey, this place is creeping me the fuck out. I don't know if you remember that we split up with our party, but we should probably go.
Wrapping up.
You heard the woman?
Oh, boy.
You watch Essek kind of drift over to the second, damaged one. He gets down, looks closely at the purple gem.
Ah. Caleb.
Points at the gem.
I can peer over his shoulder,
Do
too.
I see what he's referring to?
You glance over towards it, and as he touches the back of your head and kind of pushes your head close to it, and for a second you kind of resist. As you glance in, the purple coloration begins to fade to the back, as instead you begin to see elements of space, drifting possibilities. It's almost like a weaker, smaller replica of a beacon.
Oh, shit.
Embedded in the device right there.
That's cool.
This will do a lot for their religion.
This was not in the other, or it was and it's gone dark?
A similar gem is in the other one, but that one's gone dark.
Yeah. What do you do with this? Knowledge.
I don't know.
Should you take it?
Yeah, you want to...
Yeah, can you swap a do?
Or we just take it? I'm not that badly.
We should do it quickly
We
because
should do that. I'm not that badly.
True enough.
You stand up a bit, see Essek puts his hand out and begins to concentrate, his eyes narrowing. As he does, you watch as the smooth, relatively untouched stone base of this glass tube device begin to crack and crumble before you see it get pulled away and dragged onto the ground behind, scattering the glass, breaking, and as opposed to shattering around you, being shunted off to the backside of the wall, scattering on the ground.
He controlled the direction of it all smashing apart.
Yeah. And as it all scatters across the way, it's just the base now where it's cracked. And as that all falls away, he turns his hand up, and as he does, it's almost like an invisible hand digging into clay and lifting through as it sifts past the fingers. You see the rock lift and then crumble, and there in the center you see this diamond-shaped gem of faint dark purple coloration that was now released. And he kind of lifts it and drifts it over into your hand.
Don't you think you should hold on to this?
There's two, isn't there?
True. I'm just struck by the enormity of what I'm holding in my fingers.
he pulls me
You
up.
guys just go straight to 9?
I zip past Essek and just showboat just a little bit.
I think the flyers can probably pull people out so they're falling
I'll let them
all the way to 9.
Yeah, I'll kind of Australian shepherd like.
Essek casts fly on himself and begins to showboat as well.
Whoa!
I look at Essek and say, unbelievable, isn't it? Except I don't say it, I accidentally just think it.
He kind of... Like I said, it confirms some of my theories on both sides. If one could change the past...
It's interesting.
A chance to correct mistakes. It's alluring, regardless of how dangerous.
Not enough to go on. Curious.
Yes.
Curious,
Not enough to go on. Yes, I agree. I concur.
Indeed.
Indeed.
Perhaps if we survive this, we can return
And change the past?
exchange theories.
Does that mean what I think it means? Is he coming on to you?
I think. What do you think it means?
I think he's coming on to you.
She hears. It's complicated. Well, we have a task at hand, yeah?
Wrap his hands kind of in airspace and then put his kind of clenched fingers forward and rush upward like that. And as he does, you feel this gust of wind as these sparkling kind of arcane wings appear on your back. Ooh. And you have fly on you.
Whoa! Are they pink? Are they like unicorn?
Or are they
hamster
purple
unicorn
sparkly
wings?
Dunamancy wings?
They're purpley sparkly dunamancy.
Yes!
So you do have fly cast on you. Oh shit. He
Goth, my little
rolls a 9.
pony.
So he's Essek is you're holding on. It's like, don't worry. We've all got tricks up our sleeve.
Okay.
And he's in a bonus action cast Misty Step.
There we go. That's clutch.
I have a bit of a streak going. I am unscathed yet again.
Well, you were hiding in the hut the entire time.
Hiding. He was holding
did a
down
good
the fort.
job.
I'm sorry. HQ was holding down the spot.
Right, you gave us the best place to escape to. Thank you so much, Caleb. But you were very...
That he can't do things?
Wow.
He can do many things. He's an excellent public speaker, can be intimidating when he wants to. He's very good at accents. Scheiße. We're invisible.
Okay.
What? Someone first.
You first. On 3.
What are we doing? Go.
Well, I don't want us to bump into.
You're crushing my pinky.
1, 2.
What?
3. Yeah, it's very clear that you're feeling a little less than, and I think that's foolish. I don't think you need to. I think you're going to find your way again. Just give it some time. You know, this book that we got is, it's not really my thing, but you might find it interesting reading. Take a look at it and, peruse the pages a bit. If it's not for you, check with the rest of the group and see if they'd like it. But I think it's meant for you, perhaps.
The book is?
And I hand it over to him, and then I head off to start transcribing some spells.
All right.
During all of that.
All right.
That's it for me.
All right. Anyone else?
I got a bottle of whiskey and Bazozan in case not.
This isn't what I was playing at all, but pull out the cocoon and start muttering arcane words, and I will cast polymorph on the giant thing attacking me. Giant tortoise.
Yes, yes, thank you. I've been waiting for somebody to do it. Tortoise, good job, you beautiful wizard bastard.
You hit the water and watch as the creature kind of bows, pays suddenly, and kind of turns.
This
head.
so we can talk. Hold on.
I start to flirt, visually flirt.
Okay. Its first action is defensive.
Territory.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Okay, I'm going to try to just roll over in the water.
Correct. The charisma bonus on this is a +1.
You show your belly?
Yeah, like Sprig.
Pod?
It will be fluid, curved. We're not talking like a rectangular box. And if you want, we can have like phallic protrusions in places if you think that would enhance the...
I think maybe we just leave it a little decorative so that they can use it for other things as well.
Oh, that's true.
Now we're going
we
to
are
back
leaving
on
it
the
here.
Whoa,
Okay.
too much
Whoa.
dicks.
Easy, Caleb.
Look, I just like dicks, okay?
6. All right.
Right where I like to be.
What was it?
Alrighty.